Good morning. Oh, fuck. Um, yeah, on the precipice of big things, big changes coming. Um, Not necessarily good changes. So, um, look, I think word of advice to anyone that can who's maybe in another state, other than Victoria, but anyone that can who wants to and has the means to should probably leave this country for a little while. Try and find yourself somewhere safe because things are heating up. Um, we're in we're in big trouble, people, if we don't start to really wake up now. Um, you know, Listen to your gut intuitions about things. Um, don't ignore it and just think, oh, things will blow over. Things are going to get better because, um, look, I think we're headed down into some very dark territory, especially with Dan Andrews and his new pandemic laws, giving him essentially dictator ship-like powers um, over the Victorian people. And yeah, it's never been about the virus. Yes, I'm one of those people. I'm not saying there isn't a virus. There is a virus. Of course, there's a virus. Okay, but what I'm going to tell you is that the virus has been a pre-planned, pre-approved part of this pandemic to it's all about control, and that's all it's ever been about. It's always about control. If you're not sure why the governments are doing something, just boil it down to control, power and control. Um, yeah, I was just watching a video that showed that there are UN vehicles in Queensland, and there were UN vehicles spotted in South Australia somewhere as well. Um, we have to question, like, why have we got UN military vehicles, starting to store up? They don't bring these people here unless they're intending on using them. So, and sort of because we're coming towards the end of the pandemic, apparently there's no pandemic. Never was a pandemic. It's always look. This was a full-on false flag staged event, um, and the whole point of it all was to get everyone on this digital identity nonsense, get them double vax their gene therapies, start manipulating people's physical organisms, and get them in a system. Like, you know, seriously, it's all about getting you into their panopticonic like system. Um, Dangerous stuff, and you need to be waking up, you need to be standing up, you need to be fighting for your freedoms. Um, I can't stress that enough. Just say no. Don't allow it to continue because what freedoms you have left, or what freedoms you think you're going to get by playing by their rules, will slowly be less and less. And you'll say just one more thing. Oh, it's all right. Well, we can do that. So it started out, and we said masks. We said, oh, look, masks. Oh, they're annoying, but yes, all right. We'll wear the masks indoors. And then they said they were dangerous. So we said, okay, so we won't wear the mask. The mask dangerous. Only wear them if you're sick. Then they said, no, no, you must wear the masks indoors, and you must wear the masks outdoors. You must wear them everywhere. Wear them in the car while you're driving by yourself. Like, how fucking ridiculous. Like, masks are good, masks good, unmasked bad. Um, so yeah, put your muzzles on. That's what they said. Make sure you muzzle yourselves. Um, and we said, okay. We went, we can wear the mask. Then they said, 2 week lockdown, flatten the curve. And we said, great. All right, 2 weeks, great. Let's go into lockdown. and let's try and stop the spread of this virus. And then, you know, they said we had to be at 0 cases because this is a super deadly virus. We have to be at 0 cases, otherwise we can't open up. And then they said, oh, well, no, we don't have to be at 0 cases anymore. We can be at thousands of cases and open up. Makes sense, doesn't it? And then they said, oh, it's because of the vaccination rates. But when they were opening up and we had thousands of cases around the state, around the country, the vaccination rates weren't that high. There's still, you know, millions of unvaccinated people. There's millions. You know, it's roughly 40% of the country is unvaccinated, or and that probably includes some of the partially vaccinated people who aren't protected that much anyway. And even the fully vaccinated people, you aren't protected. Don't fucking kid yourselves. It's just then, all right. Then they said, "Oh, we've got the vaccines. The vaccines will be completely voluntary." And they put all these other restrictions on us. So they put density limits and everything else. And we kept saying, oh, it's just one more thing. Yep, that's easy. Okay, we'll go along with that. And then they made so vaccines are voluntary for 5 seconds. And then we're mandating vaccines, so it's no jab, no job, which is going to slowly be pushed across the whole country. So you states that sort of think that you're safe from it. So the states like Queensland and I'm guessing Western Australia, those sorts of places, if you think you're safe from vaccine mandates, if you think you are safe, you're wrong and you're kidding yourself. Wake the fuck up. So we kept saying it's just one more thing. And now you're hearing about, I don't know, I've only just recently heard about it myself, but these smart badges that Australia Post are going to be making their employees wear. So that's just another tracking mechanism for employees. But this is technology that will be integrated throughout the whole of society. So all of this digital identity stuff, the QR coding, it's all towards building the infrastructure for a global one world government where the few control the many. Look, what if you sign up to this system? Once you're in it, there'll be no getting out of it because look, they're gonna try to force us into it, and we're gonna have to access that to be able to get our groceries. Eventually, we'll have to access it to be able to access our bank accounts. And you have to understand the dangers of this because people say, "Oh, it's just like what is it? Oh, well, I just have to put my detail. It's great. It's very convenient. I can have all my licenses. I can have my Medicare cards attached to everything. Oh, it's easy. It's so great. I can pay with a QR code. Don't, yeah, but you can also, if you get a fine, that money will probably come straight out. Bang. Right? So you accidentally get a speeding fine. They won't care if you've got enough money in there to cover it. They'll be automatically paid. Guarantee it. In the future, you wait, get a speeding fine, $250 smack out of your account. So prepare for this stuff because it's coming. And people keep saying that we're conspiracy theorists going to get painted as right-wing extremists. It's not about being extreme. It's about being rational, sensible, and it's about paying attention. It's about the fact that we're able to connect the dots doesn't make us extreme. This isn't an extremist thing. This is just a warning. This is a warning to everybody to get focused. Start thinking. Because if you don't do it now, don't cry about it in the future. It's all coming together. I mean, this plan, it's been in the works for decades, and it's all towards Agenda 21. I've said it before. Look into Agenda 21. I won't go into Agenda 21 because my knowledge about it isn't vast enough. There's plenty more people who have dedicated full videos to the study of what's going on with Agenda 21. look into those people. Also look into like people like Mark Passio, um, because he's on point. Watch Dr. John Campbell if you want to learn more about these vaccines. You want to learn more about ivermectin and the possible treatments for COVID that are being swept under the carpet. Um, Prepare yourself for your booster shots too, because you are all adults are going to be put into a booster shot program. They said at first it was just going to be just the immunocompromised. Don't worry, it'll just be people that need it. No, they tell us this shit to lull us into a false sense of security. So, look, if you're okay with getting 3, 4, 5, 6 booster shots and be on them forever, that's up to you. But just understand that it's a gene treatment. It is a gene therapy. This will get flagged as false information, but the mRNA vaccines, they are gene therapies. Don't be stupid. Don't think that. Just fucking wake up. Like I can't understand it. I can't grasp this unreasonable trust that people seem to have in the governments that have lied to them. They're nothing but corrupt, and they've always been nothing but corrupt. You know, like you look into things like the Australia Act. Um, and look how that in itself, that's treason against the Commonwealth. So we, the people of the Commonwealth of Australia, our governments, they're just Australia. But all of it's been made into corporations. They're all registered businesses, and we're just numbers within their businesses. I don't know what else to say. It's getting to the point now where with each new thing I see, each new thing that comes to light and people can be aware of, with each new little bit of legislation or mandates and rules and stuff that they bring in, and they're going to have these quarantine camps for people. What are they doing with quarantine camps? This isn't World War II. Now, I fear for the unvaccinated, of which I am one. I really do, but I fear just equally for the double vaxxed, single vaxxed, triple vaxxed. I fear for these people who willingly acquiesce to these government mandates and the ones that are enforcing them. Like, if you're asking people to prove their vaccine status, if you are asking people to QR code in, if you are forcing people to wear masks, you're as guilty as our government, and you are standing. So it has to be like it was in the Matrix, right? So Morpheus in the Matrix says to Neo, like, if they're not with us, they're against us. So essentially, and it's a truth, unfortunately. It's an unfortunate truth. It's a sad truth. But if you're not standing with us, so even if you're not openly on the other side, so even if you're not necessarily openly pro-vax, pro-QR, pro-mandate, um, pro law enforcement, if you're not pro-government, even if you're not one of those people, if you're not standing against it, if you don't stand on the side of the resistance, of which we're going to have to start calling ourselves, the people who are speaking out against it really are going to have to start banding together and saying, yes, we are a resistance, we are a rebellion. We are calling for dissent. We are calling for people to stand up and say no to all these government mandates and government rules. We, the people, we are the majority. And so many people I talk to, more people that I talk to are against the government rules and mandates than people who are for them. I've never met a pro Dan Andrews supporter. I've never actually met one. You see them sometimes on Facebook, and you gotta wonder, don't you, whether or not these are like fake bot, um, paid commenters, paid posters, because I've never met one. I've never spoken to someone who has just gone, Dan Andrews is a great man who's doing a great job. I agree with all of his rules he's made. Not one person's ever said that. I talk to people who are double vaxxed, and all of them are like, can't understand the rules. But obviously, they think it's going to get them some kind of normal. It gets them access to, everything they want to have access to, all their recreational stuff. And that's how they're manipulating people, is by saying, well, if you want to enjoy life, play by our rules. Their rules are criminal. Don't play by their rules. Like, I would advise people, I would advise shops, businesses, everybody, stop putting your money in the banks. Start putting your money back in your hands. Let's take back our country, because the way that they're going to keep control is through a cashless society, through digital payments. If we can run ourselves back to cash, we don't have to pay our taxes to them. We can start paying our taxes to the people. Let's let our communities take care of the roads. We'll do a better job than the government anyway, because they're fucking hopeless. They can't look after our towns. They don't care. Certain areas, you go to areas that necessarily don't generate as much revenue as the government would like. They get left behind. They get abandoned. Their roads are shit. Their services are shit. Facilities are shit. So let's stop giving them our money. We just stop paying our taxes. Fuck them. They hate. They haven't earned. They haven't earned the right. They've done nothing but betray us. As people, as our protectors necessarily, as our governors, our parliaments, who are supposed to be there to serve the people, to serve the best interests of the people. Well, now we're just corporate run. We're corporate run. We have been for a very long time. It's the corporations that run these countries, and they don't have your best interests at heart. They don't have mine. They don't have yours. All they care about is themselves, profits, power, control. And it's plain as day. So if you're on the fence, if you're not sure what's going on, if you're not sure where you stand, where you stand, I'm telling you that you can stand with us. I will stand with you. I'm just going to keep on fighting. I'm going to keep on posting. I'm going to keep on doing little videos that are probably annoying people. I'm just going to keep on being me and standing for what I believe is right. And I just hope that you guys will too, because we need those voices. And we need people to take action. So if you're waiting for somebody else to do it, if you're waiting for me to do it, if you're waiting for, say, Monica Schmidt or, any of the people who are associated with RDA, or you're waiting for certain politicians that are standing up in the House of Representatives to do it, don't wait for us to do things. Don't wait for us to speak out. Don't expect other people to protest and go, well, there's enough. Just don't wait. Take action now, because we should have taken action yesterday. And that's the problem we've got now, is that people should have woken up earlier and taken action yesterday, not tomorrow. Because if you keep putting it off, if you keep saying, well, it's just one more thing, okay, I can do that. Well, now you've signed yourself up for booster shots for life. You're signing yourself up to be locked into a system that will have complete control over everything. You'll have control over your movements, control over your finances, control over your healthcare. There's a lot in the works at the moment that I don't know that I fully understand yet. I don't know if I've gotten to that degree of awareness to understand fully all the pieces, but I can see dots connecting. And it is all connected. These companies they're the ruling elite. So you've got to realize that, like, we've got our Zuckerbergs and our banking families are at the top, or there might be someone even beyond them, the pharmaceutical companies, and then you've got politicians in there who, these pharmaceutical companies essentially have in their pockets. Um, yeah, and look at what's going to happen with Facebook, and I actually agree with the bloke I was listening to this morning when he said that the new Meta will become the new internet. They're gonna try and phase us out, so off platforms. I'm doing these videos on YouTube. I'm not big enough to be worried about. Not enough people probably ever see my videos because no, I'm just one man with no real public face. So, um, but yeah, Meta is going to take over the internet. So we're going to have a new internet, and the things that there's going to be sites banned off it. Like censorship is coming. Censorship's already here, but it's going to be something that you can't do anything digitally without the approval of the new internet. And it's just be aware, be aware that your future, our future, your children's future, if we let this shit keep going, it's very uncertain who will be where, what will be where. Um, there's lots going on. Just start looking into it. Um, I've directed you towards Agenda 21. Listen to people like Mark Passio. Um, look at all the connections. Start Googling because at the moment we can still access certain stuff. Start doing searches. Get on some pages on Facebook, Telegram, um, Odyssey. What was the other one? Doesn't matter. Can't think of it. But just start finding some videos. Start talking to people. Start contacting certain people who are standing up, and see what information you can get off them. See what leads you can get off them, and then think for yourself. Then assess it for yourself. See how you feel about it. Because I'm telling you, once you start looking into it, connecting the dots, you're gonna be pissed off, and you're gonna start to realize what the real plan is, and that there has always been one. Now, I've been looking into these sort of conspiracy theories for years now, and you can see the truth to them if you just think for a second. Just open your mind up, because that's what they don't want you to do. They don't want free thinking individuals. Free thinking individuals cannot be controlled, and what do they want more than anything? Ultimate control. So, in some ways, these digital identity bill and all these vaccine passports are a way to weed out. The first round of weeding out is find all the people that are non compliant and get rid of them. Get them out of society or force them into compliance. So it's, yeah, just think, open your minds, and take care, be careful, keep an eye out, pay attention. That's all from me. Thank you.